What's up? What's up? What's up, everybody? Welcome back to 5-Minute Rants, everybody. Welcome back to the AM. I'm your host, Michael Abernathy, and welcome to the show predicated on the journey of life and business. So, today I'm going to talk about decision making, and I've talked about this before in the past. I've talked about how to make a decision and the importance of making decisions quickly. And I'll add a little bit of that in just to give some more context of where I'm coming from. But I want to talk today specifically very much about the purpose. There are two ways that we primarily make decisions. And we're going to talk about those two ways. But just to recap real quick, if you haven't listened to the earlier episode about decision making, I encourage you to do so. But one of the main things to take away from that episode is to make more decisions in your life. The more decisions you get made in your life, the more you're going to fail and the more that you're going to improve and learn and grow. And then the more good decisions you're going to be able to make. Most people who are good at decision making have made way more decisions than people who are bad at decision making. If you're bad at decision making, and I'm talking about like you make bad decisions, you fail at them a lot, you need a lot more practice. So go out there and do it. So let me jump into this. The primary two positions, like the two heart positions and mindsets that we normally make decisions from, are emotional-based decision-making and purpose-based decision-making. And this is my terminology. I don't know if somebody else has different terminology out there. But emotional-based decision-making is really when you become emotionally motivated. And you are making decisions based off of what feels good in the moment. And this is normally tied to, in my experience, to short-term thinking or the path of least resistance. And emotional decision-making normally leads to poor decisions that are harmful, that we don't see consequences for immediately, but much later down the road. So for instance, like I used to be an emotional eater. So cool. I'm just having some snacks here and there. It's no big deal. And it's like, wow, I'm really wrong. I'm really hurting myself. But I'm not getting fat the same day I'm eating snacks. At least it doesn't seem that way. You know, I got fat slowly over time. So guess what I got to do? Get unfat slowly over time. And that is an example of delayed consequences, and that's how most life works. When we make decisions, we don't normally get immediate feedback. We'll normally see the feedback a couple weeks later, and then as a result, sometimes it's really hard to tie our decisions into the consequences we're currently experiencing. But emotional ones normally will set you on a roller coaster that you hate to be on. There's ups, and then there's downs, and then one moment you're in everything, you're on fire, you want to do this, and then the next you just want to quit and you hate your life. And that's because you made an emotional decision. The opposite of that is purpose-based decision making. And what that is a decision that is made on a purpose, on a goal, on something that's normally bigger than yourself, or something that ties into the purpose for your life and your greater good. And there's normally logic involved, there's critical thinking involved, and discipline. And then you don't care what your emotions say to you because there's something bigger tied to the decision you just made. Like, no, I'm going to budget. Why? Well, I want to live a really good old life with my wife. I want to have retirement. I want to be able to give to my kids. And you know what? I'd like to be able to give to my grandkids when I pass away. That'd be cool to be able to pass wealth to the third generation. That would be something. My great-grandmother did that for us. Like, I think I got $100. And my great-grandmother, she grew up in the Depression, and she saved and she gave all her grandchildren and her great-grandchildren. I mean, you're talking about like there are 40 people. She all gave them something, and that was amazing. And so anyways, that's an example of purpose-based decision-making. And again, if you want to be purpose-based, you have to have a greater good. What are you actually serving? What is driving you in life, right? And then from there, logic comes in. You're going to think through everything. There's critical thinking. And then there's discipline. And it's very interesting because most of us in the moment, we know logically the right answer to most decisions we should make, but we don't. And it's very interesting because it always seems in those moments we need something more, or I just don't like it because it doesn't feel right, or it's not going to feel good, right? Like, it's so interesting because it's like that is that emotional decision making, and you're confronted with it, and now you have to make a different decision. Are you going to do what you know to be true and right, or are you going to avoid it? And the other thing too is purpose. Purpose really drives great decision making, and then the decision making drives actions, and actions drive work, And then work drives outcomes. And so without this, achieving the outcomes you want in life are going to be really hard. So anyways, guys, I'm way over, and I'll catch y'all later. Peace.